Welcome. In the next 5 minutes, we just wanted to explore with you how this Purpose and Vitality program could be a transformative experience for you. And we understand that you've already achieved significant degrees of success. We've worked with a ton of senior leaders just like yourself. And so, really, it's about how do you feel? And I'd say, like, consider these three questions. Do you feel like energized and passionate about your work? Do you feel present and productive in your daily life? Do you find clear meaning and direction in terms of what you're spending your time and energy on? Perhaps on the other side, you may be feeling a little bit hollow. Maybe there's just something missing. You're not really sure what it is. And maybe you're a bit disenchanted or overwhelmed or even burnt out. And so, our goal with this Purpose and Vitality program is to move you from success to significance. And we start by activating and aligning your own individual purpose. As the banner behind me suggests, that's about intentionally living at the intersection between your passions and your impact. Your passions are the things you care about, you believe in, you're good at, that energize you, that you enjoy. And your impact is the meaningful difference that you want to make on three dimensions: me, we, and world. And once you've got these elements defined, you're putting yourself in the top fifth percentile of high performers, the people that go further because they've taken a deeper and broader perspective. If you have like this clear kind of focused vision and purpose, you can really be much more intentional about how you're investing your time and energy. And that way you're going to enjoy more happiness, more fulfillment, more excitement. And you're also going to experience more meaning and clarity and direction in your life and your relationships and your experiences. And this is what enables you to show up as the best version of yourself. By showing up as the best version of yourself, you're going to support better impact for your employees, for your friends, and for your family. And instead of feeling any of this hollowness, you're going to replace it with harmony. So if you can add to that the physical elements, that's what's going to enable you to experience purpose and vitality. Tony's going to talk us through the physical piece.
As you can tell, Mark and I both have that purpose. We have that energy when it comes to not only talking about the purpose we know you can reach and your potential, but also the vitality, right? So when we think about vitality, we're thinking about longevity. We're thinking about things that you're doing today that will make an impact later on, not only in your life, but the life of others, right? If we think about senior leaders that we worked with in the past, they are the role models for their team. So if they're not doing the fitness, if they're not doing the nutrition, if they're not doing the sleep, their employees aren't either. The same thing with their purpose and vitality, right? Both of those things are so connected. So when we talk about that, the first thing we need to do is, what is your fitness level? So many senior leaders that we've worked with really do the fitness part really well, which they go ahead, they might do a Peloton workout, they might do a high intensity training, they might be marathon runners. And that's great, but what's the purpose behind it? They're trying to figure out, should they be doing yoga as well? What's going to help them live longer? Is running going to be the best sport for them? Are they going to play pickleball when they're retired? Right? As we know, these are things that are important most likely to you. Now, the one thing most senior leaders have a challenge with is nutrition. Why? There's so much misinformation out there. I almost think of the nutrition information out there as alphabet soup, and we're here to put it in order. We want you to know what the right letters are in the right order. So we need you to have that understanding about nutrition, because we hear so many things about biohackers, but most of the time, these senior leaders we work with don't have that foundation set. What do I mean by that? Are they eating enough protein? Are they having enough carbohydrates? These are things we talk about in our program. Just like Mark is talking about his purpose foundation, if you don't have your nutritional foundation, I don't care what kind of fitness you're doing, I don't care what else you're doing, it's not going to help get you to perform at your best. And finally, sleep, right? So many of the athletes I've worked with, and then the senior leaders as well. Heck, the Olympics just passed. So with that in mind, those athletes have that hyper focus and they need to get that sleep. And so many senior leaders that we've both worked with struggle because they're traveling to different time zones. They might have families that are keeping them up late because they have events either on the weekends or after work that they want to attend, but they just don't have the energy for it. So number one, they need to make sure they fuel their bodies right. Number two, how is that sleep affecting them? Right? We want to support and plan your sleep and know when to get the right sleep and how we can optimize that so we can not only hit your performance goals, we can help you with your purpose. And Mark, wrap it up on a bow, as we say.
Yeah, I mean, quick overview of the program. It's roughly 3 months. It can be delivered individually through coaching with myself and Tony in small groups or even larger group workshops, all virtual. There's 6 steps to it. I'll talk through the three purpose steps, which essentially just explore, evaluate, and embed. So exploring your purpose is this sort of deeper, broader self-reflection, projection forward of the impact you want to have, and really creating a plan around that. We call it a one-page purpose. From there, we focus in on time and energy and focus and commitments that take you from a typical day now to an ideal day that you want to be experiencing in the future. And then it's all about making it happen. So the embed part of the program is about who you're sharing this with, who you want on your support teams, how it's affecting your leadership, how you want to engage your team in this process and roll these sorts of things out so it becomes part of your day-to-day. Tony, your 3 pieces?
Absolutely. So when we talk about fitness, let's start with that. So it's fitness, nutrition, and sleep. Fitness, are you having the confidence? Are you having the resilience to do these things? What are the right movements you need in order to do your best? So that's going to include some sort of blood work to make sure you're not overtraining. You might be undertraining. We need to figure that out because that's what's specific to you. The next piece is going to be unpacking that nutrition. As mentioned earlier, if you don't have that foundational piece, there's nothing we can do. And we do a full-on assessment to make sure you're not missing any of the micronutrients you may be needing, which may be causing you to be depleted of that energy. And finally, we're going to go into sleep. If you don't have that education, that support, or that plan during tough times, or even during easy times, how are you going to optimize it for your day-to-day? So we want to make sure we get through all 3 of those steps in order to optimize you and to be your best leader.
Yeah, so look, we're super excited about this. Please reach out to me, mark@purposefused.com, mark@purposefused.com for any information. We'll set up a call. We'd love to learn more about how we can support you with this purpose and vitality program. Cheers.